once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that big guy right there is Roy. Roy, I got our subject for today, but first, hit like, hit subscribe, give us a comment. We love it. Even when you try to be mean, I try to change your mind. I like doing that. Our topic of the day is the Orlando Magic. NBA season has started, and it actually has been really entertaining and really good games so far. The tournament just started. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I had forgotten about the tournament. The in-season tournament, truthfully, we didn't talk about it once it happened, kind of faded away. And all of a sudden I pop on a game and I saw the courts and I'm like, oh, it's the in-season tournament. It was kind of a nice surprise for me. Did that happen to you as well?
Yeah. I tell you the truth, I didn't even think about it just because really the
Yeah.
Magic with Paolo being out and all that, I just was like it was more important than what's going on.
Right. So let's get into it. Our Orlando Magic, man, started off so strong. Pablo started off, or Paulo. I keep on saying
Paolo.
Pablo. Paolo started off so stinking strong, man. He went into this season like a man possessed. He was doing it in any way you wanted to get it. That mid game, the long game, the bully ball was so pretty. He kind of looked a little Carmelo Anthony out there that first run. A little
That's
bit of
good.
a more athletic Carmelo, but Carmelo nonetheless. And then he gets hurt and took us a little bit. It took us a second. It did rock our team. Wouldn't you say you could tell it was a punch?
Well, yeah, because you think about it, man, we're doing good. Okay, we're getting, and we lost a little bit, and then we came back, oh, that is our team. But the
Right.
Magic have learned, and I think the coach has adapted to show them
Yeah.
it is a team effort and
Yes.
you guys can win. And that has been the most satisfying thing. And I think for Paulo, that's for him too to go, think about it. If the team just fell apart without him,
That's right.
that would have been a little bit upsetting. He'd have been like, listen, we need to do more. You need to do this. Now he sees, and I got the team I need.
Right.
I got
Because then that puts a lot of pressure on him even when he does come back. If I don't have my best game, are we gonna win? You know what I mean? Then you need him to think, just go out there and play free.
yeah.
Franz, I think people were out there were doubting Franz in the beginning of this year. I think when Paulo went down, they just expected Franz to explode with how Paulo plays. They just don't play the same. And I've liked how he's adapted. I like the two-man game with him and his brother. I mean, I know that's stupid to say because they're brothers, but they play really good complementary basketball together. It's really nice to see they can each get their shot off within the rhythm and scope of the game.
Yeah.
Suggs has started off a little slower. He's not offensively clicking like he did last year. We'll let him come into the game. The guy who I've been really happy with is Black. I think he's done some amazing work, and I think we've got our point guard of the future right there in Anthony Black.
I think when he looks at this year of people that have done well that I like, I think Black has come around. He's, he better come around, right? But he's
Mhm.
coming around. He may need next year to really fill his shoes, but he's coming around. I think when you see Suggs, I think you see what he is technically paid for. He is blocked shots. He is a spark plug. That's what you paid him for. He's proven his money's worth. He's spark plug. The other one, Batazi. Again, he's coming. Wendell Carter's been hurt. Again, he's played good,
Solid.
solid minutes. Um, the one who I don't feel, I think again, we gotta let that man ride and go is Wendell Carter. We gotta let him go. We gotta find a big man. We don't need a scorer. We need a beast down low. We need a Rodman type. We need a Ben Wallace type. Doesn't have to be big. He could be 6'9". Somebody who's always in the mix.
Yeah.
Uh, that's what we need. If we can do that, if we are willing to trade for somebody and give away something for him, I think we can then make it happen. We could see something. Now, a person who, the question is who we're gonna go for to
It's
do
tough,
that.
man. Big men are tough, and when you got one, you don't let one go.
You don't want to
You
let it
know,
go.
so when you do see a guy being let go, you kind of got to go, what is it that they're letting go? Is it an attitude? Is it a not playing hard? Whatever the case may be. Um, I was very surprised that we re-signed Jonathan Isaac. It's not that I don't like Jonathan Isaac. I like Jonathan Isaac. It's two things. Every time he's out there playing, I'm scared of him getting hurt. Every time. The second thing is, I think he's peaked. I think what he is now is exactly what he's going to be. And I don't know if that's enough for on our team, what is, I believe, the highest paid player on our team. That's not enough. He's just not enough. Um, so I do not know why we re-signed him. It's not a Jonathan Isaac problem. I like him. I like his game. It's that what we could have done with that spot, that opportunity, and with that money. I think there would have been smarter places to go with it.
Um, with Jonathan Isaac, I think he's a good player. He's that defensive player. I'm okay with that. I think we still need a Jared Allen type player, like with the
Mm,
Cavs. I think we need that type of player. Um, you know, some of these players that we signed, again, I believe Franz and Suggs, Isaac. I think those guys are what we think they're going to be. I just don't think Wendell Carter should be on this team. I don't think so.
okay.
I think we need to sign somebody. And this is the other problem I'm having with the Magic is they're playing good. They're doing great. But when it comes to giving time, we got a lot of players that need time.
Yeah.
Uh, and we can't give everybody time. Wendell
Right.
Carter comes back, he's going to suck time from Batazi. He's going to suck from Mo. And I think those guys should play, right?
Right.
I think those guys should play. Howard, when you look at Howard in the G League, the guy was scoring. Guy was shooting up threes. You know why?
Yeah.
That's where you shoot up threes. Yeah, you play game, but you're learning how to run them and shoot. They don't really get on you like, hey, that was shouldn't have made that shot. You shouldn't have took. They're not going to get too much into that. They're going to say, hey, run down the court, get your shot, throw, maybe win. Yeah,
Yeah.
you win, lose, you lose. But they're not into, hey, you took a bad shot. They're like, hey, get your form, get your shot. He was scoring. I think he needs more time. I think that's a guy who needs more
Playing
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, playing time. Another
Yeah.
guy who went down, I'm trying to remember who they brought just back up. He's
Caleb
another
Houston.
Houston. Again, that's a guy who we saw a glimpse last year of some high scoring games, but you got no time. So who are you going to put in? Black, Houston. You're going to put in Tristan De Silva. Who are you going to put in? You're going to put in
Yeah.
Anthony. Who are you going to put in? We got too many
Yeah.
guys.
And that's why I was also. It's not that I don't like him, but I was pretty surprised when we brought back. I was surprised when we brought Harris back. Not that I don't like him. Not that he did well for us last year, especially in the playoffs. He did well for us, but it was just the time. You bring back Harris for what you paid for him because he wasn't cheap. He's not a league minimum guy. And I go, man, that's the minutes. Those are the minutes right there for Jed Howard and De Silva to split those minutes that he and just get and you see that's how you see what you got. Because right now the guys who are set in stone that are going to play every game, the two Wagners, Banchero, Black, Cole, Suggs, right?
When the well, no, well, you got Suggs, Franz, Sons, Wendell Carter. You're gonna have Banchero, and then you're gonna have the gentleman we just signed, Cal,
Oh, Caldwell Pope.
yeah, that's your five. Then you're
That's
gonna
your
have
five. And
yeah,
then right off the bench is Black and Cole.
even Cole is really gotten to the point where maybe I think we're gonna have some trade bait for possibly Cole, possibly Harris, possibly Wendell Carter. Those are three. Could Houston be in there? Could even Jet Howard be in there? I think the Magics are in a good spot. Banchero comes back. I think we're in a good spot to show that the team has some skill set. But I think we're still missing a piece, and that's a piece down low to get the dirty rebounds, get those short little off the basket things where, and possibly a good pick and roll type player. Isaac does that a little bit, but I think we need a big man. We need a big man.
Yeah.
If we get a big
I mean,
man, Magic are going to be dangerous.
I'll tell you this, man. Our coach has done a fantastic job
Yes.
because figuring out the mix with this team, I think is very difficult because you've got a lot of guys with similar skill sets, similar body frames, and similar holes in their game. You know what I mean? So it's the mix and match with this team is really hard. And our coach is doing a fantastic job with it. I wish I had more to say about the Silva, but I, you know, he just hasn't gotten that much playing time. He's got a nice shot. He's confident. I'll tell you that. The kid's confident. I saw him going to the rack. I saw him shooting like that. I think that part, Jet Howard needs a little bit more because I see Jet. He wants to be the 3-point guy. He just stands out there, and if the 3-point shot's not there, he's not going to pump fake and go around anybody. He just stands out there. At the very least, I can say De Silva just wants to help. He'll, cut in. He'll go out, whatever you need to do. So I wish I had more insight on De Silva, but there's just not enough tape,
Well,
for him.
you look at this year so far. You got, they beat the Indiana Pacers.
Mhm.
They beat the Hornets. They beat the Wizards. These are
Without
games
Paolo.
back to back. They beat the
Mhm.
Pelicans, right? They lost to Indiana. Um,
Mhm.
but again, from that loss, they won, they won, they won, they won. Right now, the Sixers, they won. And now think of this. This is kind of crazy. Sixers, 2-10, 2-10.
What a
Even
mess.
Phoenix Suns, 9-4. The Magic are 8-6. They play in the next to Phoenix. Then the Clippers, 6-7. The Lakers, 8-4. Nobody's really, Detroit, 6-8. And
Yeah.
I'm just
The only
saying
way.
these records would be different down the line, but Hornets 5-7, the Bulls 5-8. Come on, you know what I mean? The Magic are in a good shot to win their their
Division.
conference, their
Their conference.
division. Yeah, and they could do
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the only team that's running away with it right now is stinking Cleveland. It's
Yeah.
really amazing. Um, and they're deserving of all of it because they got a young core and they kept their young core together to let it maturate another year. And that's what you got to do.
They
Um,
signed, they signed their big player.
that's right.
Donovan Mitchell would have walked. We wouldn't be talking about them. But they were smart
Right.
enough to say, we're going to keep Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
When you look at the standings, Cleveland is 14-0.
And what we're going to have to do, the Magic, at some point down the line here, we're going to have to give up guys we like. We're going to have
Yes,
to give up somebody we love
we have to.
to get better,
Yeah.
to get a big name that helps Paulo. Because Paulo's the one who's going to be here.
Yep.
You know, I would love it to be Paulo and Franz. I I think those two could be the core. Those two could be your Tatum and Brown, and then you need to bring in a Porzingis and a Drew Holiday. Now, I think Caldwell Pope, I like his game, man. I love how he distributes. I love how he's always looking up. He's not looking at his defender. I know where my defender is. I don't have to stare my defender down trying to get around him. I stink to know where he's at. He's always looking up for people. I hate when you see a young player, next time you see any young player running down the court and the defender stops, to try to guard him, look where his eyes go. If his eyes are pinned on the defender, you know that guy is so worried about the ball getting taken from him or him not getting an opportunity to score. When your eyes are up and you're trying to scan, you understand how this game works, And I like Caldwell Pope. I like his game. But that's another guy who sometimes there's some games that I'm like, man, I feel like we pulled him off the floor and didn't get enough playing time for him. Well, we got four other guys exactly his size, and that's a problem. That at the end of the night is going to be a problem because if we got all this quote talent that we love, but they don't get on the floor, what's the point of having them on the bench? There's no point to it.
I agree. Again, I'm saying Cole, Harris, Wendell Carter. I wouldn't be surprised even
Caleb
if you
Houston, Jett Howard.
Well, Caleb Houston, again, I don't know if everybody wants him, but Jett Howard, I think they may. And I wouldn't see that the Yankees couldn't get rid of Mo. I could see that.
To Orlando.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think Orlando's going to have to give a couple of players, like you said, package to get one player that we need. And again, it all depends on the player. You know what I mean? It all depends on the player. I don't think Franz is going to go anywhere. I don't think Banchero anywhere. And I don't think Suggs going to go anywhere. I think those three are solid. I think everybody else could be out for the pasture if the right team, and maybe, to tell you the truth, I don't think Isaac is up. I think Isaac, the Magic will keep, but I think everybody else could be out. The question is who would be out there to make trades?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Nobody wants to help.
Because it's not who we're willing to give up. You tell me who we're getting, and then after that, I'm good. You know what I mean? It's who we're getting. It has to be that right part. And you're right. Jared Allen's a guy who Cleveland didn't even let him hit free agency. The other guy from the Pacers, Turner, they didn't even let him touch free agency. He said, maybe I want to be a free agent. The Pacers was like, nah, you don't. No. Come on over here, buddy. Going to max this contract right out. So I'm not sure who's out there. I'm not sure who's,
well, right now, free agent, I think 24, 25 season after this I think will be somebody I would look at is maybe Clint Capella. That guy could be up, maybe a trade for a 1 year right now, get him in there. Atlanta could possibly, trade him a Wendell Carter, give him another point guard like Anthony.
I think Capella could be a good piece because he's a guy who is not looking for his shot. He'll clean up and get the dirty boards, but he's looking to defend, looking to rebound. I like that play.
That would be a position that I'm looking at. If I'm looking, Brooke Lopez, a little too old. I don't think he can run with us. Miles Turner could be coming up, but I don't think Indiana's going to let him go. But Miles Turner would be coming up.
He's great.
After that, I don't think there's anybody that I see that I would go, yeah, let's grab this guy.
It also tells you why the Magic popped on Mo Bamba, because they were hoping when you get the opportunity to get one of those guys, you got to kind of swing for it. You know what I mean? Because if he would have worked out, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now and think about where this team would be, if we would have had it. So,
I
guys,
agree.
go ahead and hit us up in the comments. Tell us what you think. Tell us your love for the Magic and let us know what games you're going to, because we are all about the Orlando Magic and going to see and support them. The Osceola Magic here in the Osceola Rodeo right down in Kissimmee. So go ahead in the comments and tell us what games you're going to, and we'll tell you what games we're going to because we want to go and support our Magic. Roy.
Everybody, again, please subscribe, like, give us your comment, tell us a topic you want us to talk about. But the main thing is, John, do what?
Talk to a stranger about sports.